Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. We're diving into the world of biotech today with Neuphoria Therapeutics.
Traded on the Nasdaq Q.
NEUP.
Yeah.
And this company's been on a roller coaster ride lately, and we're going to try to unpack why.
Yeah, Neuphoria's stock price has been making some pretty dramatic swings.
Huge.
Particularly in the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to break down what's driving that volatility from the recent news to overall market trends.
You know me, I love a good stock market mystery. And Neuphoria Therapeutics is serving up a plateful. Compliance dramas, bargain hunters swooping in, and the whole biotech industry just bubbling with potential.
Absolutely.
Let's break it all down.
Yeah.
Starting with that massive price surge on January 25th.
Yeah.
NEUP shot up 25.79%, closing at $4.39.
That's a significant jump, especially considering the stock was practically at its 52-week low just days before.
Yeah.
A key driver was Neuphoria regaining compliance with Nasdaq Q's minimum bid price requirement.
Right.
That was a close call. Yeah.
As non-compliance could have meant delisting.
Okay, so that compliance news was big, but regaining compliance doesn't automatically guarantee success, right? What other hurdles does Neuphoria face?
That's a great question. Regaining compliance does restore some stability and investor confidence.
Right.
However, we also saw some wild intraday swings on January 25th, with the stock hitting a high of $12.50 and a low of $3.42 in a single session.
Oh, those price swings are insane. Are we seeing day traders manipulating the stock, or is there genuine investor belief fueling those jumps?
It's likely a bit of both.
Okay.
The news of regaining Nasdaq compliance created a buzz, attracting short-term traders seeking quick profits from volatility, as well as long-term investors who see potential in the company.
Got it.
Now, when we look at some technical indicators, things get even more interesting.
Okay, let's unpack those. What are the technicals telling us about NEUP's potential trajectory?
The 50-day moving average sits around $3.55.
And the 200-day is at $7.02.
Okay.
Currently, NEUP is trading below both, which on the surface suggests a bearish trend in the long term.
Right.
However, the recent surge and the broader context of the biotech industry add nuance to this picture.
So things could go either way.
Exactly.
What about other technical indicators?
The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is currently around 60.
Okay.
That means it's approaching overbought territory,
Okay.
which could signal a potential slowdown in the recent upward momentum.
An RSI of 60 is interesting. Considering the overall hype around gene therapy and Neuphoria's recent compliance win, some analysts believe this momentum might continue.
Right.
Do you think those factors outweigh the technical signals?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
It really depends on how much weight you put on technical indicators versus the company's specific narrative and broader industry trends.
Right.
And speaking of industry trends, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. The biotech industry as a whole is projected to see significant growth in 2025.
So is now a good time to invest in biotech?
There's definitely a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Advancements in gene therapy are creating a lot of excitement.
Right.
And there's a surge in investment for innovative treatments.
Yeah.
Neuphoria could certainly benefit from this positive trend.
Yeah.
But as with any biotech company, it's a high-risk, high-reward scenario.
Always a good reminder. Okay, so let's talk about Neuphoria's financials then.
Yeah.
Give it to me straight. Are they a solid investment right now?
Well, their market capitalization is currently $5.28 million.
Okay.
But they have a negative PE ratio of negative 54.87,
Oh, wow.
an EPS of negative 0.08, and haven't reported any revenue yet.
Okay, so those are some red flags.
Yeah.
What should investors be looking at to determine if they can turn things around?
The upcoming earnings report on March 13, 2025 will be crucial.
Okay.
Investors will be looking for signs of improvement, cost-cutting measures, new funding, or a strategic shift that could put them on a path to generating revenue.
So are we looking at a company that's down for the count, or is there still a fighting chance they can become a success story?
It's too early to say, for sure.
Yeah.
They've managed to overcome the hurdle of regaining compliance and have attracted some investor interest.
Right.
But whether they can translate that into sustainable success really hinges on their ability to turn their financials around.
It's a classic tale of potential versus performance.
Yeah.
Let's rewind a bit and go back to that compliance saga. It sounds like it was a real nail-biter for Neuphoria and their investors.
It definitely was. The story actually starts back in December of 2020. 2024,
Okay.
when Neuphoria completed its re-domiciliation from Australia to Delaware.
That's a pretty big move. Why did they do that?
This was a key strategic move to regain compliance with Nasdaq.
Okay.
By moving their base to the U.S., they aim to streamline operations and focus on the American market.
Makes sense. So how did they actually manage to meet those compliance requirements? What do they have to do?
To regain compliance, Neuphoria needed to maintain a closing bid price of at least $1 per share for 10 consecutive business days.
Okay.
They achieved this starting on December 24th, 2024,
Okay.
and ending on January 8th, 2025.
Wow. Talk about cutting it close. That must have been a nerve-wracking few weeks.
Absolutely, but they pulled through.
Yeah.
And the announcement on January 15th that they were back in compliance was a pivotal moment.
So the compliance saga played a significant role in that recent price surge we talked about.
Yeah.
But we also mentioned bargain hunters swooping in. What made Neuphoria so attractive to them?
Well, remember that before the surge, NEUP was trading near its 52-week low.
Making it look like a potential steal.
Exactly. Combine that with the news of regaining compliance with Nasdaq.
Right.
And investors saw an opportunity to buy low, hoping for a significant rebound.
So a perfect storm of positive news and perceived value.
Precisely. And it's important to note that all of this was happening against the backdrop of a generally negative market sentiment.
So Neuphoria was bucking the trend.
They were. Their performance was a clear sign that company-specific factors were outweighing the broader market pessimism, creating a pocket of optimism.
Okay.
This raises an important question for you as an investor.
Okay.
Do you think this company-specific momentum can continue to defy the overall market trends, or are we looking at a short-lived burst?
That is a good question. I guess we will have to wait and see how things pan out in the coming weeks and months.
Right.
But for now, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will dive deeper into Neuphoria Therapeutics. We'll take a look at their pipeline, their competitors, and the broader trends shaping the biotech industry. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Before the break, we were discussing Neuphoria Therapeutics, a company that has been making waves in the biotech world. We covered their compliance journey, their recent price surge, and even took a peek at their financials. Now let's delve into what they're actually working on.
That's where things get really exciting. Neuphoria Therapeutics' primary focus is on developing groundbreaking treatments for central nervous system disorders.
Okay, so for our listeners who aren't scientists, can you give us some examples of the types of conditions they're targeting?
Absolutely. Think of major neurological disorders like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and even various chronic pain conditions.
Wow.
These are areas of immense medical need.
Yeah.
And if Neuphoria can achieve significant breakthroughs, the implications for patients and the company's future would be massive.
So they're aiming high, but are they close to actually bringing any products to market?
Not just yet. They're still in the preclinical and early clinical stages of development.
Okay.
That means their treatments are currently being tested in labs and on a small number of human volunteers.
So it's still early days, but with the potential for huge payoffs down the line. Now, earlier we talked about the buzz around gene therapy. Is Neuphoria involved in that space?
They are, and this is where things get really cutting edge. Neuphoria is exploring gene therapy as a potential way to deliver therapeutic proteins directly to the brain.
Wow.
Now, the science here is fascinating.
Yeah.
They're targeting a specific protein that's believed to be linked to the progression of Alzheimer's.
Right.
Their hypothesis is that their gene therapy delivery method could be more effective than traditional approaches.
That's incredible. Imagine the impact if they could actually slow down or even reverse the effects of Alzheimer's. Right. But let's get real for a second. The biotech world is incredibly competitive. How does Neuphoria stack up against the big players in the industry?
That's a critical question for any potential investor. Neuphoria is a smaller player, especially when compared to massive pharmaceutical companies like Biogen and Eli Lilly and Company.
Right.
Those giants have vast resources and already established pipelines.
Right.
However, Neuphoria's size could actually work to their advantage in some ways.
Really? How so?
Well, they can be more agile.
Okay.
More responsive to new discoveries and changing market conditions.
Right.
Think of it as a classic David versus Goliath scenario.
Yeah, like that.
They might not have the same firepower as the big guys, but they can be more strategic and focused in their approach.
So how can they differentiate themselves in such a crowded market? What makes Neuphoria stand out?
Innovation and strategic partnerships are key.
Okay.
Neuphoria needs to demonstrate that their technology has a clear edge.
Right.
Their focus on developing unique gene therapy platforms and delivery systems specifically designed to target the central nervous system could be their differentiator. They're
Interesting.
not just developing new treatments, they're pioneering new ways to deliver those treatments.
So it's about the how as much as the what.
Exactly, and that's where strategic partnerships come into play.
Okay.
Collaborating with larger companies or research institutions can give them access to additional resources, expertise, and crucial distribution networks.
Right.
For a company like Neuphoria, those partnerships could be game changers.
It sounds like navigating the biotech world is all about striking that balance between innovation, competition, and strategic collaboration.
Okay.
Okay, let's zoom out even further. What are some of the major trends shaping the biotech industry as a whole, and how could they impact Neuphoria?
Well, as we've discussed, gene therapy is undoubtedly a hot area with immense potential.
Yeah.
There's a sense that we're on the cusp of a gene therapy revolution
Right.
with groundbreaking advancements in our understanding of genetics.
So is Neuphoria well-positioned to ride this wave?
If they play their cards right, they definitely have the potential.
Yeah.
But beyond gene therapy, there's also a growing focus on personalized medicine,
Okay.
tailoring treatments to individual patients based on their unique genetic makeup and lifestyle factors.
That sounds like the future of medicine. How does that factor into Neuphoria's strategy?
This is where the data from their clinical trials becomes crucial. You'll want to pay close attention to their preclinical data in the upcoming report, as it could be a major indicator of their success. It will give insights into how effective their gene therapy delivery method is and whether it can truly target specific proteins in the brain. This data will be key for attracting those strategic partnerships we discussed earlier.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about developing a treatment.
Yeah.
It's about proving that the treatment works and that it can be personalized to individual patients. Are there any other major trends investors should keep an eye on?
Another significant trend is the increasing use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in drug discovery and development.
Oh, wow.
AI is being used to analyze massive data sets, identify promising drug candidates, and accelerate the clinical trial process, making drug development more efficient.
So is that working smarter, not just harder?
Exactly. Embracing these technological advancements will be crucial for any biotech company hoping to thrive in the long term.
Okay, so we've talked about Neuphoria's pipeline, their competitive landscape, and these broader industry trends that are shaping the future of biotech. Now, I know we touched on their financials earlier, but let's dive a bit deeper. What's the financial outlook for Neuphoria? Are there any red flags investors should be aware of? Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. We've been deep in conversation about Neuphoria Therapeutics covering their compliance journey. Their recent price surge, their innovative pipeline focusing on gene therapy treatments for central nervous system disorders, and the competitive landscape they navigate. We've also touched on their financials, which, to be honest, have some red flags.
That's right. Remember, we're looking at a company with a market capitalization of $5.28 million.
Right.
Their price-to-earnings ratio is deep in the negative territory at negative 54.87.
Right.
And their earnings per share sits at negative 0.08, and they haven't reported any revenue yet.
So how should investors interpret those numbers? Are we looking at a company on the brink of collapse, or is there still potential for a turnaround?
It's a classic case of potential versus performance.
Yeah.
The market is clearly excited about Neuphoria's future, their potential to capitalize on the rapidly growing gene therapy market and develop those groundbreaking treatments for conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Right.
However, it's important to remember that potential doesn't always translate into profits.
Right.
They need to demonstrate that they can convert this excitement and investor confidence into tangible financial results.
So their upcoming earnings report on March 13th, 2025 is going to be a make-or-break moment.
Absolutely.
What specific things should investors be looking for in that report to gauge their progress?
That's right. Investors will be scrutinizing those numbers very carefully,
Yeah.
looking for any signs of progress towards profitability. Are they effectively cutting costs? Have they secured new funding to support their research and development efforts? Are there any hints of a strategic shift that might put them on a path to revenue generation?
So it's about looking for those green shoots, those indicators that they're moving in the right direction.
Exactly. Even small signs of improvement can significantly impact investor confidence, especially for a company like Neuphoria operating in such a high-stakes, high-reward industry.
Now, you mentioned that the market is excited about Neuphoria's potential, particularly in the gene therapy space. Let's talk about that for a moment. What are the broader implications of gene therapy for the future of medicine, and how could Neuphoria, as a relatively small player, make a real impact?
Gene therapy has the potential to revolutionize the way we treat diseases.
Absolutely.
Imagine a world where we can correct genetic defects,
Wow.
replace faulty genes, and even reprogram cells to fight diseases.
Yeah.
This isn't science fiction, it's becoming a reality, and companies like Neuphoria are at the forefront of this revolution.
It's mind-blowing to think about the possibilities.
Okay.
But as we've discussed, the biotech industry is full of risks. What are some of the key risks associated with investing in a company like Neuphoria, specifically in the context of gene therapy?
Well, first and foremost, the drug development process is inherently long and unpredictable.
Right.
Treatments that show promise in the early stages can and often do fail in later stages, even after significant investments have been made.
Right.
Additionally, the regulatory landscape for gene therapies is complex and constantly evolving.
Okay.
The Food and Drug Administration has strict guidelines for approving new treatments,
Right.
and getting a gene therapy through the approval process can be a lengthy and costly endeavor.
So even if Neuphoria develops a groundbreaking gene therapy, there's no guarantee it will ever make it to market or be commercially successful.
That's the reality of biotech.
Yeah.
There's also the issue of competition.
Right.
The gene therapy field is attracting a lot of attention and investment,
Yeah.
and Neuphoria faces competition not only from other small biotech firms,
Right.
but also from those large pharmaceutical companies with vast resources.
So investors need to weigh those risks carefully against the potential rewards.
Hmm.
What would you say to someone who's considering investing in Neuphoria or in the biotech sector in general?
Biotech investing is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
It requires a high tolerance for risk and a long-term perspective.
Yeah?
It's important to remember that the drug development process takes time,
Yes.
and there will be setbacks along the way. However, for investors who are willing to do their homework,
Right.
understand the science, carefully assess the risks, and be patient,
Yeah.
the potential rewards can be significant.
So before you make any investment decisions, take the time to research the company, their technology, their pipeline, their financials, and their competitive landscape. Don't rely solely on hype or market trends. Be a smart investor.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, there you have it. We've explored Neuphoria Therapeutics from top to bottom, covering their recent compliance victory, their ambitious pipeline, the exciting potential of gene therapy, and the financial realities they face. It's a company with a compelling story, but it's up to each individual investor to decide whether they're willing to bet on their future.
As always, we encourage you to do your own research, consider your own risk tolerance, and make informed investment decisions.